There's several points in the story where the boy is required or requested that his hair be shown and his cap be removed. The reason he has it on is one where there's a few ways to interpret it, but essentially his hair is gold, and that gold is what he's hiding. He's protecting that gold. And we don't necessarily know why. There's no particular reason that is stated, but my interpretation is that the reason changes as the requests for his hair to be revealed change. His maturation changes the reason he keeps it covered. So initially, he's very embarrassed. His hair turns gold by accident. He made a mistake and it turns his hair gold. So he's embarrassed. And he hides it from the wild man. And the wild man says, "Take your hat off. I know that your hair is gold." Next, he goes to the palace. He goes and works in the kitchen. His hair is covered so it doesn't get covered in soot and ash. He protects it from getting all, losing that gold sheen and shimmer. He protects it. Next, he faces the king and he keeps it covered. And this one I think is fascinating because there's a clear demand to remove his hat. Showing the king at this stage when he has nothing to his name, it says in the story too, he's got no skills. The only reason he worked in the kitchen is because he had no skills. He had no knowledge. He was as good as his body could labor. That was it. But so if he goes to the king and reveals his golden hair at that point, he might be acknowledged for it. He might be rewarded for it. But for what? He's achieved nothing. He's got no renown. He's got nothing to his name, no achievements. So it's premature. And this is what I call a lesser reward. So he would be accepting a lesser reward than what he ultimately is, his destiny or his fate is for him. So that's the first request since the wild man to remove it. The next one, so he goes to the garden after the kitchen, and he's working in the garden, and he takes his hat off one day because it's hot, and the princess sees his golden hair, infatuated with it, and summons him to his chamber. So he covers it again really quick and brings her some flowers, and she tries to pull it off. And 3 days in a row, she invites him to her room to bring flowers. 3 times she tries to pull it off. All 3 times he stops her. And this one I find is a fascinating. It's very different from the other 2, right? The first one is shame. The next one is refusing the lesser reward. This one I see as he's in the garden cultivating. Robert Bly describes it as the inner garden. So it's where you cultivate intentionally. It's where you plant. That which you would later reap. So he's planting now, but he's not harvesting. It would be, again, premature, but also he, at best, could create a fleeting and sensual or like passing relationship with this princess, right? For now, he's a gardener's boy. That's it. That's all he's got to his name. So she might love him for the summer, right? She might have a quick romance or a fling with him. But that's, again, a lesser reward from what he's ultimately pursuing as his fate. And so the covering is to protect one from lesser rewards.